Procrastination, perfectionism, and distractions. These three dream killers are responsible every day for delaying you from achieving your goals and walking in your purpose. Now, I'm going to share with you my cheat code for overcoming these dream killers so that you can live up to your full potential and impact more lives. Hi, I'm Ryan Johnson from coachingoverflow.co, the place where we pour into the lives of impact-driven coaches so that you can feel happy, healthy, and wealthy, and then overflow into the lives of your clients. Now, in this video, I want to talk about the dream killer that's stopping so many impact-driven coaches from walking in their purpose, and ultimately leaving you feeling unfulfilled, and just as importantly, denying your clients of the blessings and transformations that you can provide. Now, that dream killer is PPD. And no, that doesn't stand for postpartum depression. It's perfectionism, procrastination, and distractions. So sometimes I'll refer to them as PPD for short throughout this video because all three are the things that prevent us from taking action and creating the impact that we're supposed to have when we're walking in our purpose. And by the way, similar to postpartum depression, not walking in your purpose can result in sadness, anxiety, and it's going to drain your energy. So I'm going to share what's the real reason we get caught up in procrastination, perfectionism, and distractions, what's the consequences if we let it continue to rule our lives, and 3 strategies to overcome it. Now, understanding the root cause of PPD is the first step in overcoming it and reaching your full potential, because the fact is, you can't improve when you don't recognize or measure. So procrastination can often be a result of fear of failure. So maybe you're afraid of failing at a task, so you put it off until you feel more confident or competent in your abilities. But consider this: if your goal is truly to help transform people's lives with what you have to offer, then if you're able to impact at least one person with your product or service, can that really be considered a failure? I mean, think about this. If we really want to help people receive transformations, then the only way that we truly fail is when we don't give ourselves a chance to succeed by taking focused action. So check this out. Perfectionism is the wolf in sheep's clothing. See, we may think it's a noble thing to believe things need to be just perfect before we take action. But the reality is we're just prolonging our growth and denying our gifts to the people that we're supposed to serve when we get stuck in perfectionism. And to be honest with you, I'm 100% guilty of this myself. Look, God laid it on my heart that I'm supposed to be serving coaches and helping people who help people. And the platform that I'm supposed to use is video. But just being honest, it took me weeks to get started because I felt like I needed to watch another training video, and then another training video, and then another training video, and get my graphics just right and perfect my script and everything else. But the reality is, as long as your message is being perfected in your mind or just remaining as a draft on your computer, it's perfectly serving no one. Now look, distractions are a bit more challenging because they can be in the form of literally anything. Everything from your TikTok feed to fiddling around with fonts on your website to alerts on your phone and your watch and your computer and your tablet. I mean, you get my point. The fact is, when we know we're called to do something important, such as impact people's lives, will often fall back to distractions when we feel overwhelmed or disorganized. Because these distractions become our safe place because they're comfortable, but in order to achieve our goals and live in our purpose, it requires us to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So like I shared, perfectionism has been my Achilles heel. But which of these can you relate to the most? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so I've talked about the reasons for procrastination, perfectionism, and distractions, but what are the consequences of not addressing PPD head on? Well, first off, PPD causes stress and anxiety. Think about how frustrating it is when you know that you're supposed to be doing something, but you keep delaying it. See, that can be even more frustrating when in your heart, you know that the thing that you're supposed to do will actually improve people's lives. So what can happen is that stress can really turn into shame and then into inaction, and basically creating a snowball effect where a year later, you're no further in your goals than where you are right now. Now, second consequence of PPD is missed opportunities. And that includes personal growth opportunities and opportunities to serve other people that you're meant to help and make their difference in their lives. So Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and opportunities are literally all around you. But procrastination, perfectionism, and distractions become like a dense fog that make it so that you can't see the opportunities even when they're right in front of you. I mean, just think how many opportunities you're missing out on right now because of PPD. And finally, procrastination, perfectionism, and distractions can ultimately limit your potential. See, each of us is gifted with a God-given talent, whether we fully recognize it or not. But when you allow PPD to dominate your life, it's like having an amazing gift under the tree at Christmas time, but refusing to open it because you're waiting for just the right time. But then winter comes and goes, and then spring comes and goes, and then fall comes and goes, and then winter comes and goes again, and your gift is still wrapped under the tree, doing you nor anyone else any good. And also keep in mind that these skills that we're blessed with, they require us to use them in order to increase our blessings. See, Luke 16:10 in the Bible says that if you're faithful in little things, then you'll be faithful in larger ones. And when you're constantly using these gifts, it's like showing up at the gym and working out, and that gift will continue to grow stronger and stronger. But the opposite can also occur as well. See, if you neglect using your gifts, then it's the equivalent of your muscles experiencing atrophy and shrinking because they're not used. Okay, I think you'll agree that those consequences can have a significant impact in your life and on the people that you want to impact. Okay, so now I want to share with you my 3 cheat codes to overcome procrastination, perfectionism, and distractions so that you can achieve your goals and live in your purpose. So number 1, break down your big goals into bite-sized chunks that you can easily digest. So let me break that down. See, remember, one reason that we get distracted is because of overwhelm, which usually happens when you have too much going on or you don't know what to do next. And that's why it's important to have clear and achievable goals and break them down into smaller goals and manageable tasks. So that means instead of focusing on the overall goal, which can sometimes feel overwhelming, like eating an elephant with a soup spoon, instead you switched your focus to just achieving the task that you have identified that will ultimately help you achieve your goal. Now, this is going to help you feel more motivated and reduce that feeling of overwhelm. So here's an example. If you want to lose 30 pounds, you want to break that down into the tasks that are necessary to achieve that goal, and then only focus on doing those tasks instead of focusing on the 30 pounds. So for instance, if you break that down into tasks, maybe that means that you're consistently walking for 30 minutes a day, and you are managing your portion control, and you're eliminating processed foods from your shopping trip. See, focusing on successfully completing the task is going to ultimately result in you achieving your goal of losing weight. Make sense? Okay, cheat code number 2. Your what needs to be always bigger than your why. Now, your goal is your what, and your reason for your goal is your why. So if you want to overcome PPD, your why must always be bigger than your what. If not, whenever things get a little challenging or uncomfortable, it's going to be easy for you to put off your goal and make excuses and find another shiny penny that's going to take its place. In other words, you'll abandon your current goal and you'll move on to the next thing. Now, the reason that so many people fall short when it comes to their New Year's resolutions or just goals in general is because they're not attached to a big enough why. For instance, my goal with Coaching Overflow is to pour into the lives of impact-driven coaches so that they're happy, healthy, and wealthy, and therefore able to more easily overflow into the lives of their clients. Now, my why is because after decades of being an entrepreneur, I finally realized that God blessed me with a gift to encourage and empower people, and more specifically, to help coaches. And so my purpose is to help people who help people. Now, when I'm uncertain about putting out new content or I don't feel like creating a video, I remember my why, and that is really not about me. It's about serving others. So every single time that I focus on my why instead of my what, the people that I'm supposed to serve are blessed, and so am I. Okay, my final cheat code is number 3, find an accountability partner. Now, accountability partners are important because they provide you with support and motivation, and they hold you accountable to your goals. So now when we work in silos, it's so much easier to get distracted and make excuses in our head for putting something off until later. But an accountability partner can provide encouragement and positive reinforcement of your progress so that you can keep pushing forward and avoid PPD when things get uncomfortable. Like, I have a partner that I check in with on a bi-weekly basis who knows my goals what task I'm committed to and holds my butt to the fire in order to get it done, and vice versa. So now, when you make commitments to someone other than the little voice in your head, then you're more likely to follow through. And having a sounding board and feedback from someone else will actually help you work through challenges and achieve your goals easier than if you had to do it all by yourself. Okay, so I know I said I was only going to give you 3 strategies, but I want to give you one more as a bonus, and that is to make sure that you add rewards to your goals. So this is going to help you increase your motivation and make the process of achieving your goals even more enjoyable. And again, remember, one of the causes of PPD is overwhelm. So rewards can help you break up the process of achieving a goal and provide a sense of accomplishment along the way. And this is going to help you stay motivated and reduce the feelings of overwhelm. So now, even if the reward is something as simple as taking yourself out to your favorite meal, or taking a long weekend off the grid, or even buying an expensive pair of shoes that you had your eyes on because you know you deserve it, added rewards helps overcome PPD. Now, which of these 4 strategies can you commit to today in order to overcome PPD? Look, there's no better time than the present, so share your commitment in the comments below in order to start holding yourself accountable today. Remember, procrastination, perfectionism, and distractions don't have to be dream killers if you're intentional about putting the strategies that I mentioned into action. And the more you let your desire to impact lives steer your decisions, the less room you'll have in your life for PPD and the more success you'll have. Now, if this video brought any value to you, I would be so grateful if you subscribe so that this video could also be a blessing to other people who could benefit. Now, until next time, keep pouring into your life so that you can overflow into others.